and now as a final kind of like dealing with the whole issue of multi-page apps, let's just do one with a side menu. So let's just create another ionic start, project main, and we'll call it side menu. Okay, I'm going to choose now, go the side menu item, subproject side menu with navigation in the content area. Click on that. Okay, and fetching the data, etc. Okay, and having installed it, this new project, let's now go open the folder called side menu, which is here, and I click select folder. And this will now take me there in Visual Studio Code. So let's now look in the source file again. Okay, so here's the app. Okay, and you've got here the home module, and you've got a list page. I'm not it's the first time I've looked at it myself, so I'm not sure exactly what's in this one. So let's do an ionic serve. So let's go new terminal, ionic serve. And I'm not okay. So here we have our side menu, home and list. Okay, so there's our home, there's our list, and the list has got a sequence of list items with little icons along the side. So again, let us look inside our module here, and we'll see again. Let's look for the navigational part. So there's routing here, app routing module here. So you've got a path to home and a path to list. Okay, and list is clearly a page of the type we found in the previous example. So let's kind of do the same thing again. We'll just create another page. So ionic generate page, and we'll call this one list 2. Okay, and so we've created our second tool. Now you'll notice here it seems to have automatically included this second page in app routing modules. It's not as if we even have to do anything here, which is I think it's the reason why this is happening is because this is in the previous example there was a kind of sub menu had been created, a subcomponent, if you like, had been created where all the navigation was taking place. This is now in the default routing module, so this looks like it's even been done for us. So if I go to the first list page, here's the list page.html, okay, and you've got here some a kind of ng4 let item of items. So this is a nice way to end this particular first thing of routing, because this is going to take us into the kind of NVC directives part of Ionic and Angular, which we'll do in the second chapter. But here, so this it's essentially saying let item of item. It's a kind of for each loop over a thing called items. And you're wondering, well, where is items? Where is this piece of data that we're going through in the list? Well, if we look in list.page.ts, you'll see here that you've got these piece of data, public items, okay, and you've got these various private icons here. So what you're doing here for I equals 1, I equals 11, you're going through each of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're going from 1 to 11, meaning instead of kind of going it from 0, and essentially it's just doing a kind of for each over all of these icons, and then put it in such a way it packages them ready to be read by the list.page.html. Without going into too much right now, because again this is slightly a little bit advanced at the moment, I'm going to just simply reproduce it in the other list page. So there's this is list page .html. Let me copy this one. I guess I'm going to copy all of that. Okay, and I'm going to put that into list2 page.html. So I'm going to paste all of that in there. I'm going to now copy all of the data in export class list page, but I'm going to have to make this second one here. This one is list2 page, so I'm going to make it very similar, but I'm going to make it list2 page rather than list page. So if I select all and I go to list2 page, notice there it says list2 page influence on init. So I'm going to just simply copy this. I'm going to select as app list2 page.html, list2 page.css, and export class list2 page. Okay, so that's then added this second class here. So I'm just going to save everything, file, save all. Okay, I'll make it just slightly different, list2 page. So instead of going through all the 11 items, I'm going to just go through 6 items. Okay, because this is this dot items push. So essentially, although we've created, you've got this kind of array of 11 items. I'm only put 6 items into this array. Okay, this of course this items, which is then going to be read by let item of items, etc. So let's kind of see if that all works. So file, save all, and then I'm going to say ionic serve, and I think actually just one thing I've missed out is I haven't added the item to the side menu. Okay, so this probably won't be completely successful at this stage. Okay, so as you see, I've got list, I've got home. So it doesn't seem to have been any compilation errors as far as I can see. It's just we haven't added it into the list of items. And to find that, what we need to do is just quickly go to the app component, which is in this particular app, it's the top level kind of page. It's the page where everything starts. Okay, and you'll notice what you've got there in the content here, ion content, ion list. So this is the list of pages here, this ion list thing here, and it says menu title autohide false for let p of app pages. Okay, and then it's going through all the pages and putting in a link to the various pages in it. But so let p of app pages, where is that page stored? Well, it's going to be in the corresponding component.ts, because this is component.html. So the corresponding, if you like, class for this component HTML is ts here, and you've got their app pages. So it's got the first page list, but it hasn't got list 2. So let's put in a comma here, and then we'll copy this. Okay, so then this will then add our second list. Title is list2 URL list 2. Okay, icon list. So if we now file save that particular one, okay, it says it's compiled successfully. Okay, and let's see now if indeed it has. So there's list 1, there's list 2, and as you see, there are only kind of 5 items in list 2, whereas there are 10 items in list 1. Okay, so that's another example. I mean, just nice, you'll see that if I show this in the mobile interface, you'll see that the side menu comes up like that, so you don't have to worry about setting out any extra kind of handling of kind of small screens, large screens. It's all done for you, so that makes it very nice. So therefore, you've seen how it's quite straightforward, the process of creating navigational items in Ionic. But in this kind of let these little the things where we're kind of iterating over data. I've shown you very, very briefly here, where you've got some underlying an array within a class, which is then iterated over through these what are called directives like ng4, which is essentially a for loop, but almost done in a declarative way. So this is the first chapter where all we've covered really is routing and navigation. The second chapter is where we're really going to look in much more depth into this whole MVC style of programming, where you have these various data items, these models containing all the data, and how the UI simply reflects whatever is in the data, and whenever you change anything in the data, then the UI automatically automatically reflects that.